Something strange is going on with the Las Vegas shooting. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize that there is something we are not being told about the worst mass shooting in modern history. This is Weeping Angel, and today we are going to be discussing the strange circumstances surrounding the Mandalay Bay shooting. On Sunday, October 1, 2017, at approximately 10:05 p.m. Pacific Time, shots began to ring out across the Route 91 Harvest Festival in Las Vegas, Nevada. Videos immediately began to surface on social media showing a crowd of concert-goers fleeing from automatic gunfire.
Oh my God! Get down! Stop!
It's on the outside, I promise. It's on the outside, honey.
Initially it is impossible to tell where the gunfire is coming from, but as more footage began to surface, it seemed to be originating from a hotel room across the street at Mandalay Bay. So far, a total of 58 deaths and over 500 wounded have resulted from this shooting, and we are being told that it was carried out by a crazed lone gunman with no discernible motive, agenda, or ties to any religious or ideological groups. The suspect was named as Stephen Paddock, a 64-year-old retiree who lived in Mesquite, Nevada, and was known to have a high-stakes gambling habit. Officials say that Paddock checked into room 135 on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino in Las Vegas on Thursday, September 28. Police noted that several cameras had been placed around the hotel room, including one in the peephole and two in the hallway. A SWAT team used explosives to enter the room, and allegedly found Paddock dead from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. 6 full days later and no evidence of a motive has surfaced. Paddock has no social media history, no friends have come forward, and he seems to have no discernible ties to any groups. Paddock's brother, Eric, was interviewed and added little to no useful information and seemed to be acting oddly.
Steve made my mom wealthy. Someone said that Steve transferred $100,000. Woo, $100,000. We're wealthy people. $100,000 isn't that much money, A, and I'm sorry if that hurts people or something, but $100,000 isn't that huge amount of money. He gambled that much through a machine in hours. I mean, once again, you need to understand. That's what people need to understand, the level where some people live. I guess everybody thinks that everybody works at Taco Bell or something. Taco Bell? Everybody doesn't work at Taco Bell. If you're going to condemn Steve for being a high-stakes gambler, the hotels are not going to be very happy with you. If these hotels say they don't know Steve, they're lying. Steve took care of the people he loved. He helped make me and my family wealthy. I mean, he's the reason I was able to retire. There's a story about that he kept his windows, his shades closed, and he didn't talk to me for the first 3 times he saw me walking in the neighborhood. Wow. That makes him really weird, doesn't it? Is he such a weirdo because he didn't have a Facebook page and posted 50,000 damn pictures of himself every day? Who's weird? Who on this planet do you think is grasping for this understanding more than me? Steve was a highly intelligent, highly successful person. He could have done anything he wanted to do. And he did. He did it mathematically. She went there to visit her family. Steve did anything he wanted to do whenever he wanted to do it. If he wanted to get on a plane and go to Japan and have sushi tomorrow, he did that. I mean, he got lots of money in comps. They would comp him for lots. A bunch of the hotels, not any hotel, but many of the hotels, he walks in and says, give me a room. They give him a room for a week.
Do you feel manipulated? Do you feel Steve? Do you feel
Not in any way, shape, or form, because once again, the Steve I knew.
Yeah.
We ate thousands of dollars of sushi. I mean, it's something he just does every week. This nonsense about how did he get the guns into the... You take a $100 bill and you You take a $100 bill and you hand it to the bell cap and they go, oh, Mr. Paddock, oh, hi. Oh, you got a couple bags today? Okay, we'll take those up. I mean, there's no magic there. Of course he wasn't an angel. Did he about people who annoyed the crap out of him? Of course he did. Well, yeah, he had a quirky sense of humor. Well, what the hell's a quirky sense of humor? People watch movies where they butcher little kids. I hope the hell they find, when they do the autopsy, that there's a tumor in his head or something. But I'm not guilty for being successful. Have any of you ever fired an automatic weapon? It's not fun. My mom's not into guns at all. Her husband went to jail for robbing banks with a machine gun. My mom is not into guns for some reason. The bug in Men in Black put on a Steve suit and went and did this.
Immediately after the shooting, and prior to the suspect's name being released, police issued a be on the lookout for the longtime girlfriend and roommate of Stephen Paddock, Mary Lou Danley, an Australian citizen of Filipino descent. Mary Lou was in the Philippines at the time of the shooting visiting her family. Paddock had recently wired tens of thousands of dollars to the Philippines just before the shooting and paid for Mary Lou's trip. She arrived back in the United States yesterday and is currently with the FBI.
Till now, U.S. investigators said simply, the pieces of this puzzle don't fit. Was he radicalized? Did he have casino debts? Was this revenge for something? Well, right now, Mary Lou is the key to providing that answer. She did arrive here in L.A. last night, 7:30, on a commercial flight, in a wheelchair. We don't know why. She met by local and federal law enforcement. Now, because that was a 16-hour flight, we believe she stayed overnight here and will be flown to Las Vegas today for interviews. She's considered by police as a person of interest and material witness.
No one except Mary Lou, because Steve is not here to talk anymore. Mary Lou was there. This maybe as well didn't happen because she won't let that happen. She would definitely stop something, whatever what he was planning.
Neighbors in Mesquite describe her as sweet and friendly. Paddock is aloof and verbally abusive towards her at times. The AP does claim, as Will Carr said, that Paddock wired Danley about $100,000 just days before the shooting for her to live on in the Philippines and likely never to return to the U.S. However, she is now here. That is one thing he did not plan on.
Video taken from Stephen Paddock's hotel suite at the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas shows an assault rifle resting on a stand on the floor. Crime scene tape can also be seen across the busted door. Police say the 64-year-old Paddock had an arsenal of 23 weapons and thousands of rounds of ammunition in his suite. 19 other guns were found in his home. A law enforcement source tells CBS News Paddock recently transferred more than $10,000 to a bank account in the Philippines in recent weeks where his girlfriend Mary Lou Danley has family.
So far, this is turning out to be extremely suspicious. How does a wealthy man like Paddock go completely off of the radar for so long? Usually, there is a social media trail that connects a suspect to various ideologies, but Stephen Paddock seems to be a ghost. Then, there's this strange fact. Initial reports on the scene of the shooting have witnesses stating that a short, Hispanic male and female came up to the concert goers about 45 minutes before the shooting to warn them that they were all going to die. Witnesses stated that security escorted the couple out of the venue and went about business as normal.
Thinking, oh my gosh, this woman told us that before we left.
Yeah, I thought it had a positive correlation to it. Like, obviously she was telling us that in either to tell us to warn us or to tell us that we were all going to die, and she was part of it. So
Okay, so they want the description of this woman. Describe to me what this woman looked like.
her and her boyfriend were both Hispanic. They were probably about shorter 5-footers, probably about 5'5", 5'6". They just look like everyday people.
Can you tell us anything more about them, what they look like? Why were they escorted out? Were they escorted out because you were feeling uncomfortable about what they said?
Yes, because she had been messing with the lady in front of her and telling her that she was gonna die, that we were all gonna die. So they escorted her out to make her stop messing around with all the other people in front of them, but none of us knew that it was gonna be serious.
Another video recently surfaced that seems to support the theory of multiple shooters. Gunshots can be heard in the distance at first, followed by a barrage of shots that sound much closer than originally. Listen for yourself.
Coming from farther away.
Yet another strange discovery is that Paddock's father, Benjamin Paddock, also known as Big Daddy, was a notorious convicted bank robber and jailbreaker. Benjamin spent many years on the FBI's top 10 most wanted list, where it was noted that he had psychotic tendencies. He was also a known gambler and was apprehended in Las Vegas in 1960. Not even 24 hours after the shooting, the left began to immediately start calling for gun control. Social media went haywire with people blaming the NRA for this. The news stations jumped on board and continue to paint this as a gun law issue, citing Las Vegas' lenient gun laws. Even Hillary Clinton jumped on board, tweeting about the shooting and silencers. Every pundit and TV anchor is now talking gun control, while we are left wondering what actually happened here. Without even having to delve too deeply into the realm of conspiracy, this entire shooting seems off. The likelihood that this man just woke up one day and decided to murder all of these people without any rhyme or reason is very low. I'm not going to speculate at this point on what exactly happened. I plan to do an update in the near future as more information surfaces. I have read theories on 4chan and seen YouTube videos that claim this was a false flag. I have also seen theories that Stephen Paddock was an arms dealer and a patsy. What are your thoughts on this horrific shooting? Please comment below. This is Weeping Angel signing off.